Hello, everybody. We got some good DCRL action tonight here. This is not Division D. I forgot to change that, but I'm joined by the one and only Skull. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. Nothing like troubleshooting PC issues on your roommate's PC about 5 minutes before you hop on a cast.
Sounds awesome. Well, we have a great matchup tonight here between Good Stevening and Brownie Demons. It should be a really fun one to watch. Both of these teams are 0-2, unfortunately. They've had not the greatest starts to the season. So one of these teams will come out victorious with a win, their first of the season, and the other will move to 0-3. So it'll be kind of interesting to see that. But I'm going to jump over to the stats here. We have some of these aren't quite updated, but Hidden Fennec, Parch, Karjitsu all sit at 2-0. Diddy and Rip Khakis are 1-1. Then Brownie Demons, Good Stevening, and OSHA Violators bringing up the rear here at 0-2. Anything you see that you want to point out here, Skull?
Um, Not a whole lot. It's kind of just I don't want to be rude, but it's kind of just battle of the mids so far. Both teams have had a pretty rough start to the season, and there's honestly their team stats are pretty comparable.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. I mean, Brownie Demons has maybe taken a game or two more in their games, but I mean, goals, shots, shooting, assists, all those are very, very comparable. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how fair of a game this is. It could really go either way. But without further ado, I'll jump into talking about these teams. I'll let you talk about Brownie Demons.
Brownie Demons, we have Allie, the one and only Allie, the mechanical demon that loves pre-jumping and going for crazy stuff, along with Styles and my roommate. I'm American. I'm just gonna point it out. No, I don't want to be that guy, but 0 goals through 2 series, not something you want to write home about. But I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He spent last semester in Italy, didn't touch the game for like 5 months, so we'll just say he's still dealing with that. But I mean, other than that, like I said, Allie's super mechanical, loves playing first man, loves being super aggressive in the air. Styles is a perfect second man for that, always being in the right spot where he needs to be. And then I'm American, or Noah is just the perfect third for this team. Honestly, I think they mesh really well together. They haven't shown it too well so far, but they also haven't played a lot together either, from what I've heard. So I'm hoping one of these days they'll kick it into gear here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it pretty well. This team could really be very, very good, but haven't really put the pieces together yet. Anyways, jumping over to Good Stevening, Salty Steve, Pat Down, and Steve. This one's always going to be a fun one to cast because you might just accidentally say Steve referring to Salty Steve, or vice versa. And then you have Pat Down, who named himself Steve Down at one point to complete the trifecta. But anyways, Salty Steve, the captain of this team, putting up 0.43 goals, 0.29 assists. The stats are looking a little weak. It looks like Steve is kind of pushing the team forward here, 0.71 goals per game. All of them are sitting around 20% shooting. There's not really too much I can say about these stats. They do seem to get a decent amount of shots compared to saves, though. So it looks like they do keep up a lot of offensive pressure when they are on offense, but they have not been able to clutch a series yet. But moving forward into predictions, who do you think is going to take this series?
I Not only do I feel obligated, I also have the most faith. I have to go with the Brownie Demons on this one. I think Noah's going to finally score. He's going to find the back of the net. They're going to mesh. This is the series. I think this is it. I'm going to take them in 5.
All right, I will take the opposite of with Good Stevening in 5. I think this is going to be a very, very close fight between both of these teams. I don't see it not going to 5, but I will take the other side of the coin here and pick Good Stevening. It should be a really great matchup, though. And this division, I feel like it's still pretty close. Parch and Hidden Fennec seem to be kind of on the top. Karjitsu's right behind them, but everybody else, it seems like, is just very, very close. And we love to see that with DCRL.
Right, yeah. No, Div B is usually one of the more competitive, close divisions all around. So, I mean, that's to be expected. I think the records are going to get a lot closer as the season goes on.
Yeah, 100%. Div B is always a fun one to watch. Adams.
I clicked the wrong button.
Get out.
I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
I clicked the wrong button. Don't shoot.
All right, well, we are getting into game one here. So you see this kickoff go straight to the right side. See a few people trying to jump for it. Salty Steve trying to put a shot on net right away. Not able to get anything going there. Here's I'm American, takes this one up the wall, booms it at a wide open net. He's gonna find his first goal of the season on that.
Just brushing off the dust. Oh, you can see it already. Just a nice read off the ceiling. Just beating the team back. No one on good Stevening is back for that one at all. I'm American getting Brownie Demons on the board super early here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the net was that wide open. I was expecting somebody to be back, but just a hardcore overcommit from good Stevening as we see a shot from Salty Steve coming out on net here. Steve trying to pass this one out mid. It's going to go out towards Pat Down. He's going to get a touch out to the right here. Salty Steve is not going to be able to get there before the Brownie Demons can, as that's going to get shot towards net, saved away here as Steve's trying to start a counter attack. He's going to go out to the side. Pat Down up with no boost, not able to find a touch. Makes Styles a little awkward, but I'm American. It's another great shot off the post, off the other post. We have a double doink here coming out from Noah. How unfortunate.
I didn't know he signed a contract with the Chicago Bears. The double doink is just brutal. You hate to see it. But the Brownie Demons have such good pressure here, and they're just not letting up. Allie throws one up to Styles. Styles with an insane angle off the back wall. This is the meshiness that we need to see from this Brownie Demons team. What a pass.
Yeah, what a shot, too, from Styles. We saw I'm American's reaction there. Just face just wide open. That's crazy. An amazing shot, though. It's going to put Brownie Demons up 2-0 here. Very early in this game one there, showing that they have all of the pressure and all of the momentum right now. This Allie's trying to make it a third. Not quite able to get that one back towards net, but I'm American's going to keep control of this ball. Try to keep the pressure. This one's going to get 50'd out right towards Styles, but Pat Down is able to get a beat on the ball there. And that's a great demo from Steve, leaving the net wide open, and good Stevening will find their first.
Yeah, that is the pressure that you love to see from Steve. I think he is the wild card of this team. After playing with him last season, he likes to passively play as a third, but him running first man, hunting demos, and being aggressive is his natural spot on the field. That's where he should be. And if he continues to do that, they are going to have great success in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like it's going to go back and forth between these two teams. One team's going to score, the next team's going to score. It's going to be a very back and forth series as we've kind of seen so far. But good Stevening trying to look for maybe another goal. And they're going to end up giving another one to Brownie Demons here. Just another unfortunate overcommit.
Yeah, Pat Down pushes up just a little too far on zero boost. Steve doesn't leave early enough either. He's trying to get a 50. It's not a bad idea, but he's in just such a bad spot with the amount of boost he has there. And that is now two wide open nets that Stevening has just gifted to Brownie Demons.
I'm not sure what's going on here with the kickoff. Looked like Brownie Demons were maybe trying to fake, and good Stevening was able to read it perfectly. As Steve's going to hit this one out to the left side. No boost net, mid's not going to spawn for him. He's going to give the ball right away to the Brownie Demons. Allie's trying to put a shot on net. It's going to go off the backboard, but Pat Down with a great read to keep that one out of harm's way. Pat Down and Salty Steve kind of both in the same spot. Styles is going to take it off both of them here as Allie's up early. Gets a great, powerful touch, and Pat Down not able to find a touch on that. And another goal here for the Brownie Demons.
Yeah, there's Allie just lurking in the midfield like a safety on a cover one, just letting it rip from the sidewall. A beautiful shot, a better placement. Stevening did have a man in net, but not much you can do against a great shot like that. And Brownie Demons putting on a clinic right now, making a statement in this game.
Yeah, I thought they weren't going to have anywhere near as much pressure as they have so far, but seems like everything's going right for them. As that's a great passing play, and I'm American gets another goal here. Couldn't find any in the first two series, and he already has two here in game one.
Yeah, an unfortunate backflip. I think it was either Salty Steve or Pat Down. A backflip from one of them in the corner, and the other one goes up on the wall, not expecting a miss. That's just unfortunate. But hey, 2.5 minutes. There's still a lot of game left, but good Stevening needs to stop the bleeding right now.
Yeah, and there's more than just this game. You lose game one, you got games 2 through 5 as well. So there's still plenty of time if you're a good Stevening fan. No need to worry. But they definitely do need to get some more momentum going as Pat Down is able to get that one around alleys, and he's just going to have the net open. He's going to score that one. That was very interesting.
Yeah, Styles just making a awkward turn here after the, well, I guess went for a 50, he ended up backwards. There's not much you can do. I'm American almost sneaked that one out, just barely. That would have been an insane save. Like I said, they needed to stop the bleeding, and so far they might have, but they still have a long way to dig themselves back if they want to win this game one.
Yeah, Pat Down trying to get some more pressure going here. Steve up very early, able to find one touch, but not able to get a follow-up, running low on boost. Salty Steve jumps a little awkward here. Allie's trying to find the angle, and he almost does. And Styles is just there to put that one right back in. That would have been a crazy angle, but nonetheless, Brownie Demons putting up a 6th goal.
I cannot stress how important Allie's playstyle is to this team with how aggressive Americans can get and how just rock solid Styles is. Allie just monkeying around, going for crazy stuff is exactly what they need. And he can hit pretty much any shot from any angle you give him if he's got enough boost. And I mean, that one wasn't a super, insane flip reset, whatever, but just a good all-around shot from the captain, proving why he's the #1 on the team.
Yeah, even if it wasn't a crazy angle, it's still a very hard one to hit in any sort of competitive match. So would have been major props to Allie's, but regardless, able to find a goal from it. Salty Steve trying to 50 that one towards the net. Steve's gonna go missing as well. And this ball's just out to Allie's, hitting it up potentially to a teammate here, but Salty Steve is gonna get there first as I'm American was bumped out of the way. Steve collecting this one in the corner. It's like sit around Allie's, trying to take control, booms this one away a little bit, gonna try to get a follow-up. Not able to read it here as Pat Down hitting this one up. See if anybody can do anything with this ball. It's a bit of a double commit from Pat Down and Steve. And now it's just going to get cleared right away from Brownie Demons.
Yeah, it looks like a little miscommunication from Good Stevening there. They had 2 people on the wall going for the same ball, and now they're kind of stuck in their own half. Styles goes up, tries to get one around Steve. He does. Low boost. Can he get a 50? He does as well. Allie's there also on low boost. Just throws one mid. Salty Steve trying to throw it back to corner. Good rotation by I'm American. He gets the bump on one. They're just playing corner back and forth here. Good little turn from Styles. That one's going to go mid. Allie does get the beat on Good Stevening there. He almost drops down and gets a shot on, but that's not going to quite be it. Now Styles low boost needs to make something happen here. He gets demoed for his efforts, but he does get a touch. That one's off the backboard. That's going to go straight down. Allie with a beautiful read, but the ball's still dangerous. Double commit from Brownie Demons, but it works out and they get out of their half.
Miraculous there on defense from Brownie Demons. But regardless, it doesn't really matter. This game is pretty over. 6-2. No team is going to get 4 goals there in 10, 15 seconds unless they happen to be named Monkey Business. But yeah, Brownie Demons, a very convincing game 1 here. As this ball's going to hit the ground whenever both teams decide to let it. But yeah, a lot of pressure coming out from Brownie Demons and a very, very convincing game 1.
Yeah, no, just a super convincing game 1. Oh my God, drop the ball, please, please, just drop it, drop it.
There we go.
No, it's about time.
Yeah,
no, a very convincing game 1 indeed, like you said, from Brownie Demons. I mean, they came out absolutely swinging, and I mean, just Allie went 1 for 5. But if you look at Styles and American, 1 shot missed out of 6 between the 2 of them. Like that shooting percentage is insane.
Yeah, and putting up 11 shots compared to your opponent's 3, that's just you cannot expect to win a game when you're getting outshot that badly. And then 6 goals, a lot of them coming very early. I think there were 4 in the first half of the game. They put the pressure on, and they put the pressure on straight from the get-go.
Yeah, no, they like I said, they came out swinging. That was a very big statement game from them. But we'll see if any changes are made on the side of Good Stevening, and if any changes are made, if Brownie Demons can figure it out quick enough to get this game 2 as well.
If you're Good Stevening, just watch out for the overcommits. They got absolutely burned on 2 goals just because nobody was back, and you cannot give a wide open net to your opponents. That is the last thing that you want to do. So if Good Stevening can clean that up and clean up the communications a little bit, I think they will have a good chance at this series, but we see a double commit there from Pat Down and Salty Steve. It doesn't quite look like they've been able to clear those comms just yet, but they do have a good amount of offensive pressure right now as Pat Down gets absolutely faked by the Brownie Demons. Salty Steve trying to clear this one out. Not going to be able to, and another double commit coming out from Good Stevening. And Styles came out of nowhere for that shot, but it's going to get sent right back to the Brownie Demons half.
Yeah, now they might be in trouble here. Styles does get it clear into the corner. Can he pop it over one? He does. Zero boost on the wall. Gets one wall dash. Salty Steve hits it around him. I'm American up next. Does get a pop up. Is anyone in net? Pat down is. He gets the nice clear, but he needs a good 50 with Alley. It's not the greatest for him, but it might work here. Salty Steve on zero. Styles gets a nice 50 with him on the wall. Steve is going to beat out I'm American. Now, Alley is last back with Steve in the air. He needs to do something. He turns away from net, and he is so lucky that that shot was wide.
Yeah, that one was very, very dangerous, and they got very, very fortunate that that shot was wide. But 0-0 ball game here so far. Steve going to fake out I'm American just a little bit there. Salty Steve trying to keep up the pressure, hits this one out mid. Pat down is there. That shot's just a little high. Steve's there for the follow-up, and he's going to put Good Stevening ahead here early in game 2.
Yeah, this is what this team needed. The rotations on that offensive siege was so good and looked so much cleaner than they did in games 1 and even the start of this game 2 here. And that is the potential of this team. If they can clean up the rotations and keep pressure like that, they are going to be unstoppable.
See what Good Stevening can do here on this attack. They got a demo on Alley's, trying to make the most out of it. Not able to do a whole lot there. Steve with a great touch. Net's wide open there for Pat down.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a bad rotation by Brownie Demons or just, oh, that was just a beautiful pass. No one expects Steve to get a touch like that. I'm American wasn't back in time. Pat down takes full advantage of it. And Good Stevening just waking up here in this game too.
Yeah, that touch from Steve is crazy. No DIV player is ever going to expect that. And Good Stevening will definitely take advantage of it here. With a pretty commanding lead so far, 2 minutes into game 2. I'm American trying to start an attack of his own. Gonna get it around 1, and Pat down's gonna 50 that one out to the corner. This one's pinched straight up, and Styles trying to get a shot on net, not able to. Steve passing it up to Pat down. It's gonna get cut off by Alleys as Steve's gonna boom this one out, way to the right side, where I'm American's waiting. Not able to find a touch on the ball. He's gonna take control of this in the corner here. Pat down, taking it away from him, trying to maybe go for a double tap, not able to find it. Styles up very early. Salty Steve just clearing this one all the way out to the Brownie Demons backboard. And there's just been so much pressure from this Good Stevening team so far in game 2.
Yeah, this looks like a completely different team compared to game 1. And honestly, I think it's just the pressure of the first man. They're staying, they're not gooping up as much on the offensive pressure side. And the rotations just look so much cleaner and they look so good right now. Styles gets a pop around 1. Steve pops it back up to Styles on the wall. That one's going out mid. Is anyone up? Pat down is. He passed it down. Alley and I'm American a little awkward. Alley just gets a little makeshift touch. That one is going to go towards net. Americans needs a touch. He does get one. Ball is popped up in the air. Demo in net. Wow, I can't talk much anymore. Pat down pass off the backboard. Alley isn't there. He was, but he couldn't get it. And just a shot over the top of I'm American. An unfortunate miss from Alley leads to the goal.
Yeah, that was just a barrage of offensive pressure coming out from Good Stevening. And eventually one of them's bound to go in, as I'm American was the last one there, not able to find a touch. And that's yet another goal here for Good Stevening. Just the amount of pressure that they've been able to get so far has been crazy and absolutely a 180 compared to where they were last game.
Yeah, it's looking nuts. And with 1:20 left, we need to see a little bit of life coming up from Brownie Demons if they want a chance to take this game too. Steve clears it out. Is in a 1v1. He does take the corner boost. That is absolutely huge for him. Salty Steve off the wall. Doesn't get the touch. Is the net open? We don't know. It was, but we couldn't get the shot on. Alley doesn't read it off the wall. Noah passes it back out in the mid. That one's just going to fall down. Just monkey threes touches happening right now. Alley's up. Can he slot it? He doesn't either. Now Steve has to take control of the ball. Looking for a good 50 here. He doesn't quite get one. Styles on full boost, but Salty Steve gets it around him. And a dunk on Alley. That is absolutely huge. I'm American stuck in no man's lane. He does get a touch around 1, but Steve is there for the pop. And maybe the follow. Alley's up looking for a crazy double tap off a straight down read, but that won't come up either.
Yeah, Styles trying to get this one out mid. Trying to keep the offensive pressure going as that one's going to go out towards Alley's. Steve with a clear off of the backboard. I'm American trying to hit that out to a teammate. Nobody is there. Salty Steve's up over Styles. This one is on net. And it's going to go in.
Yeah, and I don't know if another nail is needed, but that was definitely the last nail in the coffin for this game, too. I mean, talk about a statement game in game 1 from Bounty Demons. Talk about a bigger statement game in game 2 from Good Stevening.
Yeah, they've completely flipped the tides. 6-2, 4-0. Neither of these games have been particularly close, which is really surprising to me because both of these teams are 0-2. Their stats were very similar, pretty comparable in just about every metric. As it looks like Brownie Demons might be able to find one, and they will. But for how close these teams are, both of these games have not been particularly close.
No, not at all. And this is one of those scenarios where you blew them out in game 1, you got blown out in game 2. Just don't worry about the past. It's just a best of 3 now. That's all you have to worry about. Just get back on your high horse, recollect. Don't worry about anything else that's happened. Because honestly, like whatever was working in game 1, they couldn't get going in game 2, and vice versa for Good Stevening. So at this point, it's basically just a fresh series.
Yeah, best of 3 now. Just Steve putting the team on his back a little bit from what it looks like on the stats here. 2 for 6 shooting, 6 of their team's 9 shots. They just kept so much more offensive pressure. The Brownie Demons had 11 shots last game. They were held to only 4. Whereas the Good Stevening team, I think they had 4 and they got, I think, 9 shots. So just the pressure completely flipped around this game. And Good Stevening will absolutely take that.
Yeah, and one thing Good Stevening came up with in that game too was a lot more demos. I think look at stat sheet, I think they had 5, and a couple of them led directly to goals. Just last man back for Brownie Demons, and he gets demo, just a wide open net. They applied a lot of pressure that game, and I don't think Brownie Demons was ready for it.
No, Brownie Demons was probably suspecting a bunch more double commits and mix-up communications, which is another thing that Good Stevening was able to clean up last game as well. So between those 2 changes, I think that's really what the big difference maker was in Game 2. But now, focusing on to Game 3, we see Steve going for a flip reset. Pat down, bump forward. Could be a bit of an overcommit opportunity for Good Stevening here, as Steve's going to buy some time. Gets it around 1, buys enough time for his teammates to get back, and I'm American with a nasty bump on Pat down. But Salty Steve is still going to get a beat there. This one's hit once again. Steve up with a crazy angle, and Alley's is going to own goal.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have cleared the post or not, or if Americans would have had to save on the back end, but Alley cuts in front because he thinks it's dangerous and gets a crazy post pinch. Kind of looking like overtime game 1 in our series, huh, Omega?
Yeah.
The post own goals go crazy.
Pat down, just finding a touch over the defender. And that's just a very fundamental play. Just a great flick here to put Good Stevening up 2-0 very early in Game 3.
Yeah, I like the quick commit from Americans. He's hoping he can get close enough to the ball while Pat down's coming down off the wall, but just was so close, but just not enough. And a quick 2 goals here from Good Stevening. And now Brownie Demons needs to stop the bleeding, and they do. Alley with a beautiful double tap off the wall here.
Yeah, what a shot here. Gets it around Pat down, able to control the car, read it perfectly right into the net. It's a great shot from Alley's, showing why he's the captain of this Brownie Demons team. And yeah, there's just been so much pressure from both of these teams. We haven't really seen Brownie Demons much, and Pat down just gonna find an open net. But I'm American with an even better save to get that one out of harm's way.
Yeah, a beautiful save from Brownie Demons. That one was almost super costly. You can't let up a super easy goal like that after you just got one. And what a slot from Styles going up top left bins. We have ourselves a tie game.
Yeah, Alley's great pass out mid towards Styles, and that is an absolute clanger of a shot. Both Steve and Pat down flying right towards it. Neither are able to find a touch on that ball, and yeah, tie ball game here, very early in Game 3, and this is exactly what I like to see from a series. It's always fun when they're close, and Game 3 has definitely been that. But I'm American, out for blood, not able to find the shot there. Pat down with a great save, but the placement, top bins, looked so dangerous there for Good Stevening.
Yeah, and a good rundown by Pat down to get Alley off the ball, but I'm American in the corner. Doesn't get the touch out mid. Now Salty Steve has to make something work. He gets it over Alley, just a 1v1. Styles with a nice touch into the corner. But now he's going to need some teammate help here. I'm Americans takes good control of the ball, looking to try to get a flick over it. A 50 probably would have been better there. That one's going to result in a goal, too. That is unfortunate for Brownie Demons.
Yeah, Pat down with a little bit of a slot here. Bottom left corner. Alley's not able to find a touch on the ball. Pat down just kind of hugs the post. Styles not ready for it. And Good Stevening are back in the driver's seat here. 3-2.
Yeah, and it all stems. Americans does a great job of taking control of the ball in his own half, knowing he has time, but the ball blocking the view. He thought he could get a flick off, just gets dunked, and that leads directly to a goal. And that one also might, but Alley needs to make a good save. He does get one into the corner. A little bit awkward here for Brownie Demons. American on ball side, leaving it for Styles, who is low on boost. He's going to try to get a 50 with pat down. He does. That's right to Salty Steve with full boost. That one's on net. Alley does a good job of patiently waiting, though, knowing that that shot could happen. He doesn't get one popped out mid. Styles is going to have to turn on low boost. Alley pre-jumping this one. Try to get it back out mid off ceiling. I'm Americans is there, and he slots it.
What a shot from I'm American. Able to read that pass. From Styles up to Alley. The little double tap. Right back to I'm American. And able to get his car in such a way that he's able to shoot it. What a play from the Brownie Demons.
Yeah, Alley does a great job of keeping that ball up high. We have two people from Good Stevening in net, but they're sitting in the back of the net. Nothing you can do when the ball's above you like that. They just have to wait, hope, and pray that Americans misses, and he doesn't. A tie game here. This, I think, whoever wins this game, I think takes the series. This is a big game for momentum here.
Yeah, being able to go to match point is absolutely huge. Then you can lose game 4 and you're still totally fine, rather than having to win 2 in a row. But Brownie Demons looking to be a little bit on their back foot. Great demo from Pat down. Trying to open up the net a little bit here. Salty Steve not able to find a touch, and half the lobby goes flying right by that ball. And this looks to be a little bit of an open opportunity, but great save away from I'm American. Salty Steve going to turn on this ball, get 50'd by Styles. Alley's taking control now. It's a great 50 with Steve. This one's heading out mid, but Pat down. Last line of defense for Good Stevening. Able to clear that one away.
Yeah, now we got pressure here. Alley's needs to make a save. He does. Is anyone there for either team? Steve is, but it goes off his own corner. Alley pre-jump to the wall, doesn't get the touch. Patton going for the big clear. Styles will get a stall touch here. And a nice back pass to I'm American, but Steve with a beautiful 50, but it's up to Alley with 0 boost. But a great bump from Salty Steve. And then the demo, the tag team coming in to clear the pressure from Good Stevening.
Yeah, Brownie Demons trying to keep up some offensive pressure here. Alley's hits us around 1. Pat down getting this one out to the corner. Styles and Alley's are both there. Salty Steve's going to get it around 1, trying to get it around Alley. Not able to. He's going to get a demo looking on the move for another one. As Steve hits this one out to the corner. Hits this one right back out mid. Pat down. It's a 50 with both Styles and Alley's. Now one's going to go out to the midfield. As Salty Steve taking a 50 with I'm American. Just trying to keep the ball in Brownie Demons' half as they look a little bit awkward here. But that is a great touch from Styles to clear that one out. And an unfortunate miss from Pat down. Salty Steve able to get the clear away and pinch it out to the midfield.
Yeah, I'm American just booms at this side while Steve does get a read. That's a great pass to Pat down just a little wide. Does he get the double tap? I think he would have, but I'm Americans is there. Salty Steve going for a crazy sidewall read. Doesn't have enough boost to get to it. And now Steve is up, trying to get a little stall touch here. But it's going to go free to Alley, who booms it over to Style. Style ups in the air. Could he get a double tap? He's got a good read on it, but can't quite turn his car. Americans with a big pop, hoping Alley's is there. He is, but not in time. Now Styles very awkward. Misses the ball in the corner, and that was going to lead to an open net with 2 seconds left.
That is a brutal way to go down here if you're Brownie Demons. I guess the last man just must not have been aware that there wasn't anybody behind him, and just very, very unfortunate mistake here. But we'll see if Good Stevening is able to close out this very crucial game 3, and it looks like they will. Someone's going to stay on the ground here, and Good Stevening up 2-1 here.
Yeah, great game by both teams. It was back and forth the whole time. Literally the perfect combination between game 1 and game 2. Everything kind of evened out, but just an unfortunate miss for Brownie Demons. Styles he needed boost, and he knew he needed boost, but he prioritized the corner a little too hard and missed the ball. And if you're Good Stevening, you just go, hey, we take those. We just can't let that opportunity go to waste now.
Yeah, and Brownie Demons wishing they could have that one back. Between the unfortunate own goal for the first goal and the open net here in the end, just two very very unfortunate plays, resulting in good Stevening goals. But the series is far from over. Brownie Demons just have to take the next two, and the first win of the season can go to them. Otherwise, it'll be going to good Stevening. So, we'll see who's able to take it here in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of fight shown by both teams. Brownie Demons seemed a little, seemed like their rotations weren't great. They had a lot of good passing plays, but most of it was just Ali making crazy touches that you can never predict. So I'd like to see him tighten up the rotations, maybe play a little more fundamental Rocket League here in this game 4.
Yeah, so far, good Stevening. Gonna try to get some pressure going here. This one's gonna just go to Styles. A little bit of an unfortunate touch or miss. I didn't really see it, but we'll see Steve here trying to get a touch out mid. It's going to go straight out to I'm American here, as this one's going to go out to the corner. Pat down, passing it to Salty Steve. It's going to get intercepted by Alley's. As Alley's going to get a bump on one. And Pat down, getting this one all the way up to the ceiling. Salty Steve is going to keep this one in the corner. Trying to keep control of it. That one's going to go out a little bit. And so far, this has just been very, very back and forth to start game 4.
Yeah, it has been. I think, we might see a great pass here. Oh, what a better save. Everyone from Brownie Demons commits. Styles just has to make a touch onto the wall, tries to go for a crazy pinch, but doesn't get it. Pat down with a big boom. It's going to be left to I'm American, who will get the touch. Pat down keeping the pressure on. An awkward touch for Styles. Americans is up, but can't get the follow-up. Alley on 0 boost. Salty Steve with a good collect here. Can he get it around the entire team? He gets it on one. The dunk! It goes crossbar down. Pat down is there, but Styles beats him for the beautiful save.
Yeah, and Styles, it's a great 50, and he's going to go for the demo. Not able to find it here on Salty Steve. Would have been a perfect opportunity, but Salty Steve trying to find a shot a little bit high as two DSU players, or not, I don't know why I said DSU. I was thinking DSU's internet with my packet loss. There is a rule 1 in the net. I didn't even notice that. What is going on here? Styles trying to find the open net, and Salty Steve is going to own goal. Very unfortunate.
Always respect to the players for respecting the rule 1. A good shot from Styles. Salty Steve is there, but it's one of those cases where it's shot directly at the roof of his car, and he just can't do much.
I hate to pause it here, but Pat asked if we can get a new server. I don't know. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. I'll cut back to us. I also had issues for reference. I was getting packet loss left and right. You guys saw it. I'm gonna turn those off. DSU internet showing up right when it's not needed.
There's 305 left in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
thanks, Sook. Yeah, thanks, Sook. Got you. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Absolutely huge.
I'd say if it wasn't, I can't pause it yet.
Yeah, you can't adjust in private match.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Just
pause
gotta.
it. I'm gonna have to hold this for a while. 3:05. Restart from kickoff.
Or can you change? Can you change scores?
Yeah.
Oh, lit. I thought that was only LAN matches.
No, they changed it now. So.
Oh.
All right.
Well, that's sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shout out Psyonix for doing something impressive for once.
Yep.
Actually good for the game.
Yeah.
Shout out.
It makes our job a lot easier here, but Brownie Demons. We'll see if they get iced at all. Very, very unfortunate. But Steve getting a demo right away here. It's Pat trying to control this one, not able to. Styles keeping this one up on the wall. He's gonna get another touch here. This one's gonna go out mid, Pat down, trying to pass it. Nobody seems to be there from good Stevening, and he's gonna follow this one up. Alley's trying to get some pressure going. Steve with the great clear. I'm American goes missing, but Styles, last line of defense, able to clear that one out. Boom that one all the way downfield and try to get some pressure. Styles gonna get 50, just a little wide of the net.
I'm Americans with a good dunk. This one is going to be open. If he can get a bumper, a demo, it goes post and out. Now Alley's going to take control of the ball here and he get a pop-off steal. And he goes for the flip. Pat down misses. Did he get the double? I think he did. A big 50 right in front of the net. I'm American pushed up a little bit. He does get bumped too. See if he retreats to the net or goes for the ball. He does go for the ball, but that's not going to be great. That one goes up and it's crossbar out. Oh no.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate here for good Stevening. Not able to find a touch there as Brownie Demons are going to boom this one out. I'm American trying to get a shot. Steve hits it up almost right into him for the dookie. Styles and Alleys are both up. Styles is going to get a 50 on that one. Salty Steve Alleys with a quick turn. Trying to keep this one in the way of good Stevening. And this one's going to go out mid. A great touch. But Styles is there just before any good Stevening player can get there. And this one looks a little open. Styles going to hit the post. Very unfortunate.
Oh no, they're definitely going to want that one back if this game ends up being tied. Alley with a beautiful touch out to the sidewall. I'm Americans leaves the mid boost for his potential teammate coming back. He gets the pop over one, but does get bumped. Pat down with a nice double touch back down to the ground. Almost a crazy sidewall read from Alley. Styles just going to boom that one to the side. A little bit of awkwardness coming out here from Brownie Demons. Alley maybe trying to do a little too much, but it will collect in the corner. I'm Americans with a big boom. A nice read by Steve, though, but Styles reads that one first. And he almost had an insane passing play off the corner there.
Yeah, Salty Steve going to hit this one out to the midfield-ish. Salty Steve getting a read there. I'm American trying to challenge this ball. He's going to get a demo for his efforts here. Alex looking for a bit of a double tap read there off the wall. Not able to find it. Styles going to try to control this one. Has no boost. Can't really do much with it here. So Ali is just keeping the onslaught of pressure here for Brownie Demons. Trying to run the clock out. Styles gets a 50 with Steve. This one's going to go towards the Brownie Demons half, but Salty Steve able to boom it away. Alley's with a big clear. So the clock's ticking down. It's now or never for good Stevening in this game 4.
Yeah, beautiful touch from Steve. It might come here. Pat down goes for the bump. He doesn't get it. Alley on the other half. I'm American just needs to collect here. Do they try to get one for the road? Maybe pad the stats a little bit, but a nice save from Steve. It hits the ground, and we have game 5.
Yeah, both of us were very confident it was going to go to game 5. We just didn't know who was taking it. So now we'll get to see that here. But unfortunately, as a side effect of having the new server, the stats are a little weird here. So we're kind of going to jump past that a little bit. You know, nobody scored a goal, but yet Brownie Demons win. Looks a little weird, but so much pressure here from Brownie Demons. Just very, very good offensively from them.
Yeah, no. Steve just not even raging. Steve just being a smart aleck in chat. That's awesome. But yeah, no, that was. I mean, hey, if you're a good Stevening, the only goal you let up came off of a Rule 1 2v2. So I mean, you're not looking in a bad spot coming in here. That's for sure.
Not at all. The lack of goals. Both teams have seemed to kind of shift towards just playing better defense, although that might have just been Brownie Demons absolutely hammering the net with shots, and good Stevening able to just hold off each and every attack from Brownie Demons. But yeah, now it comes down to game 5. It's a best of 1. Whoever takes this takes the series, and those are always the most exciting. As Salty Steve looking for a good 50 with Alley's not able to find it. Steve hitting this one out mid, gets another touch here, but Salty Steve finding the net maybe a little wide open, not able to slot it where he wants to. As Steve hits this one out mid to Salty Steve, he's going to hit that one right out to I'm American, who's just waiting there on defense. And a 50 coming out from Pat down, and I'm American. Styles up early, gets it over 1. I'm American there to try to finish the shot. Not able to get there. Steve's going to beat him to it, and Pat down's going to clear this one out.
Yeah, nice control touch to the corner from Styles. Brownie Demons, I think they got away with one there. Their defensive rotations were in shambles for a little bit on that offensive siege, but they recollected well, but now they got to put the defensive back on, as that one's a crazy save, a very dangerous save, but a crazy one, and that one's going to boom back out. Salty Steve with an interesting touch. Alley booming it back down towards net. Pat down with the pass over to Steve. Steve with the pop back up the Pat down. I'm American beats him. Styles is going to need a good 50 here. He does get a pretty decent one. That's going off ceiling to the best shooter, the most mechanical player. Alley going for something crazy. Doesn't get it. I'm American popping it back up into the corner. 50 with Salty Steve. Alley goes for the shot, but that is quickly blocked.
Steve up nice and early. He's able to beat Styles on that. As Pat down and Steve are kind of right on top of each other here for a little bit there. Salty Steve's gonna hit this one out mid. Steve looking for the redirect. It's gonna get saved away by Alleys as Steve trying to keep the pressure up, hits that one out mid. Salty Steve is there to follow it up right away here. The Styles gonna boom this one downfield. Nobody's really there with a lot of boost for Good Stevening, but Steve able to find a save on that as Pat Down goes missing. Salty Steve, let's see what he can do here with low boost. Doesn't look like a lot of anything. As Alleys goes flying right past this ball. You can see a little bit of, I don't know, maybe panic starting to set for both of these teams, not wanting to be the first to give up the first goal of the game.
Yeah, that's for sure. Almost a crazy read from Salty Steve there. Yeah, I don't know if it's nerves, if it's panic, if it's lack of communication, or if it's all three, but both teams' rotations are looking a little dicey right now, and it's all I bet it's all gonna go away after the first goal here. No one wants to make the first mistake. Steve gets a nice pinch out towards net. I'm American is there. He needs another 50 here. He does get one, and he does pick up mid boost. Going for demos. Pat Down actually picks up a demo on Styles in the midfield to clear out some pressure. Now Ali jumps first, gets a pass down to Steve. That one's just wide open. Where's the defense for Brownie Demons?
Yeah, I kind of want to watch the replay on this. I don't know if I'll be able to see what happens here from this replay, but Steve just finding the wide open net. If you're Good Stevening, you'll definitely take it. This series has almost been a game of just giving up open nets. I don't know. We've seen both teams give up at least 2 of them, which is a bit of an oddity, if you ask me. But regardless, Good Stevening finding themselves here in the driver's seat with a lead kind of late in Game 5.
Good pre-jump from Salty Steve there. Styles will get a nice one-touch into an air dribble here. Can he do anything with it? Goes for the flip. Does get it, but an unfortunate butt touch off his car. That one's going to go back down. I'm American commits. No one is back for Brownie Demons right now. Styles is absolutely racing. He's going to be in a 1v2. They opt not to go for the demo. Try to go for a passing play. A good save from Styles. Now, with a back pass over to I'm American, who has a lot of time here, but Pat Down rushes up quickly. Salty Steve up early, doesn't get the read. Ali goes, though, and doesn't get the read either. This one's going to be an awkward bounce off the backboard. No one hits. That one goes crossbar down. It's not quite in, though, and I'm American with the cool, calm, collected save.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Pat Down there, not able to find the bar down ski, but Good Stevening will keep their lead coming into 1 minute left here. We'll see if Brownie Demons are able to tie the game up, or if Good Stevening will just take it. But that ball's going to go mid. Styles able to get a great touch away. It's Pat Down not able to read the ball off the wall. Steve's going to get it past one. Alleys and Steve with the 50. Alleys is the last line of defense, but gets a great 50. Finds a net that could be open, and it is. Brownie Demons will tie it up.
Yeah, what a beautiful play from Ali. He reads the ball up the wall beautifully. Gets a nice pre-flip off the wall into it. Pat Down doesn't know what to do, and there's not much you can do, unfortunately, in that situation. A big, big goal here in this Game 5.
Yeah, it's going to tie it up. We're very close to seeing maybe a Game 5 overtime. Now, knowing that I just said that, one of these teams is going to score before then. But we'll see. Good Stevening trying to go on the offensive, as this one's going to get hit out mid by Styles. Steve wanting to challenge up the wall, gets the boost, but I'm American. Hits this one maybe down towards Ali. He's not able to find it, and a triple commit coming out from Good Stevening. The panic on defense is real, but it looks like they aren't going to really be affected by it just yet.
Yeah, almost a close goal there, but a good save from Good Stevening. Now they just got to hold on. This could be dangerous. Ali has the ball, full boost. I'd say no time left. I'm American throws one on that is going to hit ground, though, after the save. And here we are. Game 5 overtime. Winner gets the first win of the season. And I think we're going to see, if it doesn't go in right here, I think we're going to see a lot more conservative gameplay here.
Yeah, you just want to be the team that doesn't make the mistake. And that's all you got to do in these overtime games. So naturally, it does make sense for both teams to play a lot more conservatively and not be very aggressive. But Salty Steve is going to find the open net. Oh, no.
Oh, no. That is unfortunate for Brownie Demons. Just miscommunication. Americans was turning upfield. Alleys was looking for the corner boost, and Styles just wasn't in net. And that is just a brutal, brutal beat if you bet on the Brownie Demons.
Yeah, that is just So unfortunate for the Brownie Demons. You hate to see the series end like that, but good Stevening will advance to 1-2 on the season, catching their first dub of season 7.
Yeah, and a nice dub. It was a nice, hard fought, well earned dub in the books for Good Stevening, and I hope they are fired up.
Oh, they definitely will be. 100%. No doubt about it. But we'll see if we can get these guys in here for a winner's interview. They are already here. That is what you love to see. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening
Oh,
to
yes,
you.
good
Yes, good
evening.
evening.
Well, congrats on the first win of the DCRL season for you guys. My first question, it's going to go out to all you guys. What in particular did you guys really try to change after game 1? Game 1 looked very shaky, and then the rest of the series looked very solid from you guys.
We tried to change. So most of their goals was just we were caught up together. We were just bunched up too close. So we kind of separated out and just there was a couple. When you get close enough like that, you start to panic. So it kind of calms things down, and we were able to take more control.
Fair enough. Fair enough. My next question will go to Pat Down. Kind of curious. Game 5 overtime. We know how these go for you. Were there any nerves?
Honestly, as soon as we got into game 5, I kind of thought about it, but at the same time, I was like, the way our season's gone so far, we've got nothing to lose. Just relax, treat it like it's any other game. And literally, I was rotating back for boost, and my teammates scored. So I didn't get to see the goal, but we got there.
Well, you'll definitely take it. Skull, you got any
Absolutely.
questions for these guys?
Yeah, was the I guess was the new server just a ploy? Like, is that just something you guys have in your bag at all times?
I wish.
They were lagging the whole beginning of that game. Then they scored, and they're like, "All right, can we get a new one?"
Yeah, Omega had packet loss too, so it was definitely wasn't just on you guys, but I'll give you the crap for it just in case.
Yeah, the whole stream just saw red packet loss for about 2 minutes. So, DSU internet at its finest. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And then my follow-up question, I guess it is for all of you, but more so directed towards Steve. And I don't mean this in a mean way at all, but are we celebrating this win tonight, like hard?
Who says we haven't already started?
Let's go. Let's go.
Damn
Let's go,
straight.
Steve, fire me
Damn
up. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
I mean, there's an empty right here.
Fire me up. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, well, I'll let you guys enjoy the win, enjoy the Friday night. Once again, congrats on your first win of the season.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thanks for streaming us, guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
All right, well, that will do it for the stream tonight. We only had the one game, so not much more we can really do stream-wise, but an awesome series, Game 5 overtime. Can't really ask for anything better, if you ask me at least.
No, absolutely not. I don't think you could ask for a better way to start a Friday evening than that.
Yeah, but with that being said, I'll plug DCRL here a little bit. Epic creator code DCRL. Make sure to follow, subscribe, any of that good stuff. We'll be trying to post shorts on social media as well. You can join our Discord server. The link's probably somewhere in the chat. But yeah, DCRL is such an awesome community. Very blessed to be able to stream and play in DCRL. It's awesome. But with that being said, you got any last words?
No, I don't think so. Enjoy the night, boys.
Yeah, have a good evening, everybody. And that is all from us. Peace out.